Good morning. It is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our outside world, our interactions with others. And if we want to see things change around us, we do have to shift and change the energy of our thoughts and feelings and how those things affect our actions. When I read the Divine Tune-In, what I'm looking to do is get you tuned in to the side of yourself that you are familiar with and its motivations, and sort of check some of them. And the side of yourself that you are less familiar with that you tend to see reflected back to you in other people, to get you to understand and have compassion for that side of self so that you can bring both sides of self together. That's my goal. So when I'm reading for the feminine side of self, I am reading for the emotional and creative side of self. When I'm reading for the masculine side, I'm reading for the intellectual, the action-oriented side of self, the giving side, whereas the feminine is the receiving. You see how I mean? Both sides have to work together in balance. When things are imbalanced, you see a lot of, I want to say like dramatic experiences, we'll call it. All right, that's my big intro. Let me just add, if you would like to book me for a personal reading, there is a link below and a lot of links. It's my birthday next Sunday. So if you want to give me a gift, there's an even give me a gift button because I'm a Leo and I want to get gifts. But if you want to make a donation or just book a reading this week, go ahead and click the link below for all of that. You can also become a member of the site so that you can see replays like this one of the 2 other readings I do live on TikTok on Thursdays and Fridays each week, and you'll have access to the whole entire catalog all the way back through January on the site. So, I also wanted to say this is not something I expect everybody to just keep watching forever. Somebody canceled a membership the other day and I was like, oh, I'm glad. Because for me, I feel like at some point you start to trust your own intuition. You don't need to be with the same reader all the time. And I want to also say that if you get to a point where you feel like you're saturated with my style of reading, or the readings are feeling frustrating, or you don't feel healed or fulfilled when you listen to them, look for a different reader for a time, because your energy might be shifting and flowing. That happens to me. It happens to everybody. And I don't take it personally. Okay. So, for private readings, there's the link in my profile. There's, anything under $100 is pre-recorded. All the readings can be pre-recorded. And there's a custom reading option, which does not bill you. So don't be afraid of the price, because I do not bill you until we agree upon a price. That's why it is called a custom reading. And so we can discuss whatever you need. If you need an hour, if you need 30 minutes, if you need, etc. And I will discuss that privately with you. So if you are interested, you can at least book a time, and then I will send an email to discuss exactly what we need to do going forward. So that's how the custom reading option works. Let me think if there's anything else I should say. Oh, my TikTok live events finally are back on TikTok. So you can see them. For a minute they weren't showing, but you can see them now. So you can check the coming week's live events, the times they fall, etc. And Instagram. I am no longer going to be checking my Instagram DMs. I may have somebody peek at the Tuned In Tarot DMs or something, but I'm not sure, because I'm going to delete my app for 6 months at least, and I'm not going to be putting content on any new content, but there is old content there that I'm leaving up. So if you contact me through Instagram, I may not see it, and I recommend just sending an email through my website. I get all of those emails. Alrighty, let us begin. So you know how I do. We're going to tune in to what we think would make us feel better right now. Even if you feel really good right now, what would make you feel even better? And I just want you to hold that in your mind. That is what you think that you need. And that is what your mind thinks, what your ego thinks. And sometimes we know what we need intuitively, and we think that. And other times we are kind of not quite there. So whatever it is that you just thought, oh God, if this happened, I would just feel so much better. Or I feel pretty good, but man, would I feel good if this happened? Something like that. That's what you think you need, and this is what you actually need. This is the Thoth Tarot. So the Princess of Swords in the Thoth Tarot is actually, for me, the page energy. So this is the needing to learn more information, needing to collect more data. It is being curious about things. In a lot of instances, is about what I just talked about when I was starting up with my group over here, my prayers over here on TikTok. I was thinking to myself, I really am so glad that I don't have a way to watch my person anymore, and I spoke about that. I stopped. I right now, it is much easier for me not to do that, and I desire not to do that because I just keep seeing the separation. I keep seeing how far away, how far apart we are instead of how close we are, and I just felt also like it was emphasizing that that person is so out of tune with what I need, like so out of tune with what I personally need, and doesn't seem to really understand or care. I had another client who was emailing me about a similar situation, and I had to read my response to her, which I channel. You know, when I respond to somebody, I try to channel the answer, not just speak from my ego. I'm always trying to channel, be just a vessel for these messages to come through. But what I said to her was, just know that whatever he's doing, it is for him, not for you. And that's the biggest lesson that I've learned. That even if he is trying to get me to know that he cares for me, it's for his own satisfaction that I know that. It doesn't account for what I really need. So it's not for me, it's for him. And you likely have done the same thing. And this Page of Swords energy that has existed throughout this collective's experiences, if we can stop looking and observing at reality just straight up, then you will absolutely stop seeing it happen, which will allow you to create something new. It's important to create something new right now because you keep re-experiencing the past. So new thoughts and being brave and courageous and speaking up and not letting like a lack of knowledge prevent you from starting to practice something. That's a problem I have as a musician. I frequently resist practicing because I don't like the feeling of not immediately being an expert at something. Just officially, Bobby Hall 249 is not a moderator, so you can disregard any messages regarding my services. Okay, let us begin. We're going to start with the Divine Masculine energy today because of the cards that I shuffled. The masculine had 2 showing, whereas the feminine did not show any cards today. Oh, wow. Well, I don't know if you remember, but last week everything in the Divine Masculine headspace was in reverse, and this week it's all upright. And I said everything was going to turn around, and here it has turned around. Very interesting. Oh, that's where it is. I was like, where's the top of the deck? So overall, on the masculine energies headspace is this terrifying Wheel of Fortune card. But the Wheel of Fortune isn't terrifying, honestly. It's a card of good luck and prosperity and timing, good timing. But in this card, we know that the masculine is feeling this weighty feeling. And I can also see the top of the deck for his heart space, so believe me, it's a heavy feeling he has about time that has been spent and about how important the right now is. And I can't believe I'm actually like absorbing the cards that are here because I flip them over. Like, I flip them over for this reading. Normally I keep, like, if I do the Tell Me Everything spread, I keep everything, face down and then flip them as I go. But for this reading from the beginning, I've always done it this way where I put the full headspace in sight. And I'm sort of astonished by it. So, it's very interesting. I don't know. Anyway, plus the card I predicted being here twice is just a lot for me. I'm having my moment of being like, damn, I wish I was a mathematician so I could know the statistics, like the odds of this spread. But anyway, and I think this feeling is something I'm supposed to have and understand that that's how awesome. Like the divine masculine feels this like feeling of I can't believe how the pieces have fallen into place, but in a way that it is a heavy feeling of like I can't believe this is what has happened. Just so you know, I don't do health and fertility questions live because those are very triggering for some people. So I tend to do those privately. And if you'd like a private reading, you can click the link in my profile for that. And also, this is a collective reading right now, and private readings will follow this collective reading, but we're just at the very beginning. It's probably going to be quite a while. So stay tuned in. And if you want to see the replay, head over to YouTube and follow Tuned In Tarot, and you will see this post later this evening. All right. Hey, remember when I showed everybody, I wonder if it's still, I said I really want to keep the Housewives Tarot out for when I do personal readings later. Yep, and there she is. And I looked at the bottom of the deck, and this is, and we were like, ooh, there she is with her recipes for success. Well, here she is again, and she's in the back of Divine Masculine's mind, underlying all his thoughts and decisions right now. So he's seeing her as abundant and, powerful, and this is a very stimulating feeling to him. He also wants to have this energy as his companion, as a wife, if he wants that traditional marriage, but just this, to be his person. He really desires this. And of course also that he's made her wait all this time. I just heard, oops. Oh, interesting. Look at what's underneath when I just picked up that card by accident. So he's made her wait all this time for a physical meetup. And it's the truth of this is between them. And didn't I just talk about the caduceus today with everybody that was here? Powerful stuff. I'm going to actually leave that card upright since we pulled it anyway. But so he's made her wait all this time for this physical meetup, for this physical connection, for this communication, for this conversation, for this meeting of the minds, breaking of the bread, sharing of feelings. The first thing on his mind is the divine feminine energy, the high priestess. And this was her card today in the TikTok reading when we asked divine feminine, how do you feel about the connection? And the response that she had was, for the first time ever, I feel that this connection is truly within myself. And that I am guarding the feeling of that in my inner sanctum. And I am trusting my intuition and trusting that I'm doing the right thing. And that I will find my truth within me, my happiness within me. That's how Divine Feminine felt on the TikTok reading this morning. And so this is the first thing on Divine Masculine's mind. This is what he's been working on because this is in the past. And we'll get to the card that's clarifying, but I'm going to be able to show you that this card is definitely about having to overcome trust issues. Trusting this feminine energy. And right smack dab in the center of the reading, and I actually don't know what card this is yet, but I think I do, but this is the card I predicted today I would see. And I had wondered if I was going to see it in the TikTok reading that I did, but I didn't. But this feeling came up in the masculine energy today, which is this, oh, there it is! Son of a bitch. That's what I thought it was. The divine masculine is heartbroken right now, and I'm not laughing at his heartbreak. I'm laughing at the fucking synchronicity that occurs in my readings, which is just shocking to me. The world is the end of something. And the Three of Swords is heartbreak. And this morning at 5:30 in the morning, my 16-year-old son came into my room to wake me and say he couldn't sleep because he had broken up with his girlfriend. And I was just kind of in shock because and he said the reason I was kind of mean yesterday, because he was mean to me and I was surprised because we have a really good relationship, and he's a teenager, but he's not usually just kind of like thoughtless, and he was sort of like that yesterday. And I just had the sense not to tease him. Sometimes if he's in a bad mood, I'll be like, oh, are you on your man period? Like, it's okay. Like, I'll just be like a dick. But I wasn't. I was actually pretty sensitive yesterday. And I just, I had an intuition that something was up. Well, first of all, I was really touched that he would come to me. And like, that makes you feel good when your 16-year-old son is comfortable, being emotional and telling you that. It also makes me feel like he's safe. Like he would always tell me if he was too sad. Like, I don't know. It made me feel good that we had that trust, which is interesting because this is about trusting the divine feminine, right? And, I just comforted him as best as you can and just let him feel his feelings. I didn't say like, oh, it'll get better. I was just like, oh God, like love is it hurts the most. It feels the best and hurts the most, And so it's just really interesting to see this energy here and how it even parallels in like my son's life, in my brother's lives. Like it's so interesting. And last night going home, I experienced a phenomenon of like a really powerful, I guess they call it sheet lightning storm, where the lightning is like spreading all across the sky and it's nonstop, but you couldn't really hear the thunder. It was really weird. We were driving home and I was like, is that like Magneto or something? Like doing it like doing some kind of superhero like takeout? Like, what is going on over there? Like, and we ended up pulling over and trying to capture it on camera. It was pretty crazy. But it was like something was brewing, and what is brewed is that the divine feminine could not withstand being the only one who was vulnerable. Like that just couldn't, she couldn't do that anymore. She needed that vulnerability to come from the masculine energy. And what's very interesting is that even in the case of my son, in a clear indication of these things not being about gender, he said that he was the one who actually kind of felt forced into ending things. It was an interesting way of putting it, because that's how I felt, that I was forced to end things. So the masculine energy is processing this heartache, but that means that he's healing it, to cry and release this energy is to heal it. And that's so good, because here's what's next. We have the Ten of Pentacles, and he's realizing, I can't believe this reading today. I'm not even in the heart space. I'm just looking at these cards and I'm like, shut the fuck up. This is the deck that I talk about that has no feminine in the Ten of Pentacles. It's the weirdest thing. Every other Ten of Pentacles I've ever seen, you can see a feminine energy. But they very interestingly create this androgynous character that literally could be non-binary. There is a beauty in that, because it's like your true material happiness exists within yourself. This is almost like your higher self. I've never read this card this way, so it's very interesting this message is coming through. It probably means that I, as a vessel, have ascended into a space where I can see this and bring this message through. Whenever I pull this card in the past, I focus on how the masculine energy has been pretty selfish and not included the feminine energy in his picture of material happiness. But now what I am actually seeing is his loyalty to his higher self. And I'm not seeing just his, I'm seeing them. I'm seeing the masculine and feminine becoming one, which is what is so terrifying about love. Because if you become one, then you cease to exist. There's no longer a physical masculine representation and a feminine representation, but you are both things within yourself, which seems lonely, but is actually the most connected to consciousness that you can be. And you're going to see something amazing coming from this next part of the reading. So I told you that this High Priestess was definitely about trust issues, because here is the Ace of Swords, and it's about the painful truth. And the truth is that Divine Feminine was willing to inflict pain to do what was right and what was for her, her truth, to speak her truth or to cease speaking her truth, however it played out for her. But she did what was right for her. And he knows how painful it is for her, that it's not been easy or simple. And so that is making him learn to trust that this person does not do these things to him, but for him. That rather than perpetuate an endless cycle that is painful, where he regrets inflicting pain upon the feminine, that she be the one that withdraws so that they not have to have that painful cycle continue. And she does it from a place of power and not from a position of weakness. And this is what he's learned. Look at all the major arcana. Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, the World, the Magician. He did this to himself, right? I created this. I manifested this by my thoughts about this. That's how you do it. I manifested this by my thoughts about this. This is an incredibly powerful realization. And it's so good. Because here's the Divine Feminine, the Queen of Pentacles, the specific person. The one that is within him. Now external. So he can bring her into this picture of material happiness. And this is his only thought. I will manifest this. It actually goes like this. You need to see the body language. Oh, it forms a heart. What the hell? Look at that. Oh my God, that's never happened before. That's so interesting. Anyway, so he is manifesting this nurturing energy he loves, and it's all upright this week, and I'm really impressed by that. So good job, masculine side of self, getting your thoughts in order. And then holy shit, I didn't even realize. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God, I forgot. Okay, because I have the card covered up. I forgot. So remember I told you I predicted this card? It is also the top of the deck for the heart space. So, which is really interesting, because that shows us that in this present moment, the Divine Masculine is thinking about how he feels, and it's lined up head and heart. And we're seeing what caused it. Him. He's at the center of the turmoil. It's not about these other individuals. It is him. He has gotten in his own way. That's the painful truth that pierces the heart. It's in the Two of Swords, you don't want to accept the truth. You'd rather not make a decision. You'd rather just sit there. The Three of Swords, you have accepted the truth that you didn't make a decision, and that is what caused pain. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. If you need a recap, you're in luck, because today is Monday, and this replay is going to be available on Tuned In Tarot YouTube for everybody. It will probably take a little bit to upload, but it'll be there tonight by the time you are ready to get relaxed and chill out, and you can listen to the whole thing. And there are others available there. I do this every Monday. Okay. This is what's underlying all his thoughts, his feelings. The niggling feeling is the world. And this is so poignant because, as I showed you, I predicted this card, right? I was like, I predict the card. And then I didn't know what card was underneath it. And it was the same card. Are you? Do you? Are we? And also, I don't usually let two cards come out. Well, no, that's not true. I let two cards come out, but they don't usually come out for most of the positions. This is when there's an issue of overthinking. So his overthinking, which we knew he was realizing because he realized he was manifesting, and thinking is manifesting. his overthinking that this feminine, he would lose her, it would end badly, she would abandon him or whatever, wasn't really loving him, anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, he did it to himself. And I'm hearing Radiohead, you do it to yourself, you do, right? And that's what really hurts. It hurts to grab a sword like that. This is an incredible reading. Oh my God. Anyway, it's over. Divine Feminine has stopped being vulnerable with him. She has started to veil herself and not be accessible to him anymore. And she was done like a house. This reading is gonna kill me dead. Also, I have Nutter Butters over here and I really want them. It's like I'm hungry. Okay, but we have here the High Priestess energy being clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the heart space. So he has been learning. The trust issues have been about what Divine Feminine is going to do with this pentacle. Is she going to turn it down? Is she going to accept it? Is she going to expect a lot of wealth and prosperity to come her way? Is this about money? Is she a gold digger? Is she somebody who is, appearing more wealthy than she actually is? Is she somebody who is, using a spell on me, or this power she has over me to try to get what I have? Like, masculine energy has gone through this before, right? So he has had to work on these trust issues because he can't give an offer to her if he's not trusting her motives for desiring it, because he hasn't felt worthy. So if you don't feel worthy, then you're like, why does this person want me? Like, they must be fucked up. This heartbreak, what's it from? Making the Divine Feminine wait in this Three of Wands energy, and her just being like, yeah, no, I can't, I'm not waiting anymore. Like, it's not about me having faith that it's going to happen. It's about me living my life and knowing I'm worthy to do that now, and that there's no reason for a feminine energy like me to have to wait for what I truly deserve. And that's the whole point, that I know my worthiness right now. And if you don't know your worthiness, it's not on me to define that for you. And this is heartbreaking for the masculine. Shut the fuck up! The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles! I can't! I'm seeing in this image the masculine apologizing, and it's another strange Ten of Pentacles that doesn't have any of the traditional imagery on it and only has one masculine energy holding his hand to his heart. It is him proposing this material happiness to the Divine Feminine. This is the future outcome of not allowing this heartbreak to overcome the connection. Clarifying this Ace of Swords. The Three of Cups and the card behind it. Stop. Oh my God, this reading is insanity. Oh my God, my brother's alarm. He doesn't need an alarm today. I'm just screaming in my room. It's fine. It's okay. It's just the craziest reading ever. The Three of Cups being clarified by the Ace of Swords. This is the truth of what came between them, the third party energy, but this is also trusting Divine Feminine to be able to bring her this proposal of union, the Three of Cups to celebrate. To almost, I'm hearing like the truth being absurd, being able to laugh at it and just be like, we're ridiculous. Why are we like this? Like, just being able to just not be so serious, which would help so much in this connection. And then this is why I'm freaking out, because The Magician is being clarified by the Hierophant, so he's learned to co-create with Spirit. And what is he co-creating? It's coming next. We saw it already. It's the Empress, which is clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man, the perspective that this specific person that has said, yeah, no, I'm good, bro. That one that said that, she is his divine counterpart. And he can see it. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see how he's looking, seeing clearly? He's learned this lesson that this specific material person is his divine counterpart, who is already underlying all his thoughts and decisions. The center of his world. His other half. His better half. Let's be real. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't even want to read anymore. Let's stop now. I don't know. Divine Feminine, you better not let me down. You better have your shit together. It looks like Masculine has this shit together, so you better get your shit together today. Very interesting. What was also interesting is that when I did that post yesterday for my Instagram that was like, hey, I'm 24 hours, I'm gonna delete my app. So if you don't have my personal number and you want my actual phone number to contact me, now's your chance to hit me up. And I pretty much knew that everybody who I would expect would be a direct person is already. I'm flipping over Divine Feminine right now. And I'm like, shut up. Divine Feminine, you stop it. You stop it. We're going to have to spank her. Could be fun. But anyway, I was like sitting there minding my own business, and only one person messaged me to confirm the phone number thing. And they actually weren't messaging me to say like, oh, do I have your number? They messaged me to say to keep in touch with them. But if we scrolled back through these messages that we have between each other, keeping in touch with this person is me like liking their stories or occasionally sending them a meme and they really enjoying it. There's not a reach out going on. But this person is somebody who claimed we're just friends, and the only person who cared about making sure that I knew that they wanted me to contact them, even though I don't anymore. And I was like, oh, this is my friend. Oh, I was just like, are you being serious? That's so annoying when you clearly want to say more, but don't. And that's an old pattern, so I probably won't be texting you, but noted. Also, one of my top viewers on Instagram. So this is why I'm deleting the app, because I see these things going on and I'm just like, this is frustrating. I don't want to see this anymore. How can I not see this anymore without being like dramatic and being like, oh, I have to block people because I don't want to block them as my friend. How can I'm going to delete it. I'm going to delete my app. I'm not going to use it, and then I won't see it anymore. It's the best idea. I highly recommend it. If anyone else wants to jump on the bandwagon, I'm going to do 6 months off Instagram. I'm not going to do I'm not going to like replace it with TikTok. Like I already have a schedule for TikTok that I do for my health and well-being. And I'm going to try to put my energy into the things I'm trying to create. So if anybody wants to make a commitment to doing a similar thing for some behavior that they have, jump in the messages here. I'll follow you and we can encourage each other to keep it up, because there's no reason to be miserable because of a stupid app on your phone, right? Like that seems dumb. Okay, let us go and see how the feminine side of self feels. And the top of the deck for her headspace in the Wild Unknown Tarot is the King of Swords. So we know that she has had to go into mafia family mode. I'm Italian from New York, so it's like, now, like, you shit to me. Like, you have to, like, cut off from that person. Who are we talking about? I have never heard of such a person. I don't know. Who? Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. Look at that. That is so that energy. Look at those eyebrows. Like, that is just 100%. She's just like, yeah, no. You emotionally detached from me. You were fine with it, and that's fine. And this is not retaliatory. This is necessity. I have to cut you off. I have to cut myself off from these emotions that were making me feel badly, because you know why? Because I value how I feel. 11:11 on the clock when I'm saying that. I love that. I love that synchronicity. I have never been happier to have this energy come up, because it's upright. It's not like this, fuck you, I'm cutting you out of my life, you piece of shit. No, I mean, there might be a little bit of that in there, but it's not that. It's this. It's, hey, I said that's a boundary. And I said I wouldn't cross it. And I said I wouldn't let people who do cross this boundary to come to my table. So, little heart of mine going pitter-patter in my chest, terrified of cutting you off. I'm cutting you off because your empathy has pushed us into a place of enabling somebody to treat us so poorly, because in the past we thought that was okay, but we don't anymore. We know what is the what. We're the ones holding the sword by the blade. Divine Feminine has a strategy. She has a plan. She's deleting the app on her phone. She's inviting anyone else who wants to do it to join her. She's like, let's all delete the app. From now on, when I hear tarot readings, if I do not hear it from my own perspective, I'm not going to listen to it. If I listen to it and I'm like, oh, that must be what my person's thinking, instead of that's what I'm thinking, my person is thinking, I'm not going to listen to it. I'm only going to use things that are going to serve me, that are going to help me achieve my goals and my dreams and my higher self. To have command, not control. Command over your emotions means you feel them. This king feels them. He feels it. He feels it. But he's like, I have to put that aside right now because I have to do this thing, which requires this focus. I feel it all. But I have so much mental prowess and power that I can keep focused. And I will attract people like this, who know the truth and tell the truth and communicate the truth. Loving all these comments over here. It's standing up for herself because of their lack of action. I will not be controlled. That's right. First thing on her mind. 4 of Cups. I smell a rat. This is a strange 4 of Cups from the Wild Unknown Tarot. But we feel it, right? There is a masculine energy who has hoarded this feelings and emotions, and because of that has missed every single opportunity. And you may even have had 4 events in your connection. I'm getting a strong sense that there have been 4 major events where you were like, and this final one, which is like, the problem is, though, this is the card of dreaming and fantasy, which means you probably imagined these things happening. And that's the rub, right? That's the rub, because we saw from the masculine's reading that he was manifesting his reality through his thoughts. So Divine Feminine is like, oh. I was thinking that would happen. Damn it. I was watching Subconscious Laws. I was trying to, get into it. I was doing affirmations. But I might have been imagining the worst possible outcome. I don't know. That's just what always happened before. It's just easier to imagine what happened before. Don't judge me. It's fine. We're not judging you. And you shouldn't feel ashamed. Everybody does this. And I gotta tell you what. Remember when you used to play video games, or maybe you still do? But when you used to play them and you would go through the first level and you would have to do it a few different times and you do it a bunch of times. Did it ever stop being fun? Even if it got annoying, even if you're like, motherfucker, I have to jump off this fucking thing again. God damn it, son of a bitch. My son used to watch gamers and I used to get annoyed because I would just hear these people screaming in the background and not really know what the hell he was watching. And then, I'm a parent who tries to spend time getting to know what my child likes, even if I don't. I I don't know, that's something that was important to me as a parent. So when he would say, like, I want to watch, like, Markiplier or whatever, I'd be like, okay, fine. And then this one day, he played this one episode for me, and I was dying on the floor. It was so funny because he was getting so frustrated, and he was so funny when he was frustrated. And you had felt that before, like the same, like exactly how he felt, you know. And I was like, oh, I get it now. Like, I understand now, like what the appeal is. And but you still play. You're fucking pissed. You're like, God damn it, son of a bitch. And eventually you might give up for a while. You're like, fine, fuck it. But if you're persistent and you really want to win the game, you're going to, like, go get some chips and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you're going to come back and do it. Like, you're going to, and you will. You'll get through it. There's cheats online. You can figure out how to do that if you absolutely need to. And there's even nothing wrong with that, because that's, like, cool. You got to have the experience you wanted to have. You literally cheat. Other people had to do it that way. I don't have to do it that way. I'll do it this way. Like, whatever. Who gives a shit? You went and saw a walkthrough. You got some, like, advice how to do it. There were secrets you found, and you looked up the secrets. Like, that's what you're doing. This is what you're doing. It's not supposed to always feel good. There's supposed to be 4 missed opportunities. You're supposed to feel like you have infinite lives. That's what simulation theory is about for me. And not even that I believe it's a simulation or not a simulation. Frankly, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't think it is, so it doesn't matter if it is. But that's how it should feel. My son asked me once, he was like, oh, I don't think this is a simulation, because then why do all these things happen? And I was like, bro, you play GTA 5. Like, that's a game where, like, all the helicopters and police catch you, and it's horrible, and you lose everything you had, and you just go back and play it again. And he's like, well, that's true. Yeah, that is true. It's because it's so entertaining. You know, Bobby, who makes sure everybody knows I'm an entertainer, that's why we're here. We're here to be entertained. I saw this post about how, like, the creator is experiencing what it made through us. Like, it's like, oh, I made this, I'm going to go play it. That's what this is. So, Divine Feminine. Thinking a lot, has thought a lot about those missed opportunities, and realized that she has thought a lot about those missed opportunities and kind of created that for herself. And then kind of tried to trick herself. This is the 7 of Swords. Into thinking that there was things going on behind the scenes that she wasn't aware of. Why does this keep happening? There must be a deeper wound that I don't know about. Meanwhile, she just keeps thinking the same things over and over again. That's the wound. She was basically hiding the truth from herself. The 6 of Swords is like, I should just go. I should just run. I should just leave. Instead of being like, I should just change the way I'm thinking. But sometimes you have to cut yourself off from reality to change how you're thinking about reality. How can you think differently about your person if they're still acting like an idiot? You keep seeing them and you're like, oh, he's an idiot. And then you look at his account and you're like, what an idiot. What an idiot. What a maroon. Like, just... Alright. Then was she thinking about, it's okay. Forgiveness. It's alright. It's okay that I tricked myself. It's okay that I thought this way. It's because I was learning how to save myself from my dark thoughts. You know, it's a journey, there's not even an instruction manual. There's a bunch of different ones that are all encoded, and then some people think they're real and they do crazy shit and murder each other. It's not even, it's a fucking shit show out here. This is like the apocalypse. And the apocalypse isn't what we thought. It's not like, oh, you know, y'all are going to burn in hell if you didn't do the right thing. It's like, no, you realize that you are burning in hell when you don't think in a way that makes you feel good. That's the apocalypse. The end of the world as we know it is us all waking up and going, oh. Well, right? That's the apocalypse. Total transformation of consciousness. Total transformation. Right now you're seeing the people, they're kicking and screaming. They're like, you're not going to be free. We're not going to let you. And you're like, okay. But we are always free. And even if you blew us up with your nuclear bombs, we would be even more free. Didn't you watch Star Wars? freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, I'm more powerful than ever now. Like, Dumbledore, I'm everywhere now. I used to be contained in this vessel, and now I'm consciousness of self, and I can make this planet whatever the fuck I want. And I can incarnate however I want, and each time I'll be me. And me will be new. So, also there's too many people now who are not interested in your bullshit. And that's why everybody is like, oh God, what's going to happen? Because we feel that tipping point. We're like, no one is interested in your bullshit. It looks like you are the voice in my head today. That's one of my favorite comments ever. I aspire to be that voice. I hope that voice is as entertaining as I feel mine is. Mine is like from New York, much more than me. Like when I first started doing this work, I did some shadow work, reprogramming type stuff. And one of the things I was working on was feeling desperate. And in shadow work, you have to say, I am desperate. Like that's a part of me. Not reject it. It's 1122, but actually connect with it. Like, and understand that, you know, it's helped you in some way. Like, and I had this realization after hearing my higher self talk to me about it. I was like, oh, there are people that never let themselves be desperate for something because they never let themselves desire something. So to be able to feel desperate for something is actually a superpower that some people don't even tune into. But when I got to that place for that shadow work, the voice told me, I was like, I am desperate. I was like, wait, no one's ever been desperate before? Oh, you're the only desperate person that's ever existed. I'm like, everybody's going to see how desperate I am. Everybody's desperate. Like, why are you special for your desperation? Like, that was the way my higher self talked to me. And I was like, that's so true. Like, that's how my voice in my head sounds. And it's funny because I told my friend we worked on that program together. So we would read to each other, like, in the notebooks we would write. And I told her about that. And she was like, now in my life, whenever I have something like, I'm stupid or whatever, then I hear that voice of yours going like, what, no one's ever been stupid before? Like, so I grant you this voice of mine. You can now take this voice into your consciousness and hear me looking at you in the mirror being like, what are you this? Like, what do you mean? Like, that's my gift to you. All right, clarifying this Four of Cups, this missed opportunity, this over and over and over again. Do you see that middle finger I just gave that missed opportunity over and over again? I didn't mean to, but that's what happened. This being clarified by the Ace of Cups. So, there are so many opportunities that I had to love myself and I didn't. This is the realization Divine Feminine is having. It's so good, though, what comes of it. But she's like, fuck. I had so many chances to love myself, and every time I just kept going back to his profile and checking it. God damn, every time. Every time. And I could have just been loving myself so much. But no. No. I was loving someone else instead. I was giving my cup to someone else, and they were drinking it, and they were like, oh, thanks, babe. And then they were just like rolling over like I wasn't even there. Oh, wow, that sucks when you really feel it. Because you know that it was from having your self-love depleted in childhood, not having enough of that cup filled up, not being taught how to do it, maybe getting little hints of it, but being deprived of some key lessons in with it. And it's realizing that's really been the problem, you know, that you just didn't know how to give and receive love. Page of Cups. Clarifying the Seven of Swords, emotional underdevelopment. You were deceived by your own emotions to a certain extent. I saw something that said, it came up in my TikTok feed and it said something like, did you even really want to be with your specific person or were you just in love with them? And I was like, oh, you know, it was like that sound in a movie theater, like the moment of like, oh God, I don't know. That's a real question, you know? And it's an interesting one. And I think Divine Feminine sort of is posing that question to herself right now. Understanding that she does feel true love, that it is innocent, but it is naive. But she's not afraid of this awakening she's experiencing. The Nine of Swords is in reverse. She's free from these worries now and anxieties. If you're not looking at the past, it's not making you feel worried about the future. And, ooh, that's a good one. Somebody put that on a shirt. If you are not looking at the past, it is not making you worry about the future. And Divine Feminine is coming to this conclusion. She's realizing this in her mind and being, oh shit. I just kind of figured out some key. There's some key thing that's helping me. And you know what happened? Because Feminine realized this. We just saw the masculine reading. If you didn't see it, hop over to my YouTube to see the replay. It'll be there later tonight. But this reading of the masculine was a total shift. Remember last week, everything was upside down. Everything was upside down. And this week, everything is right side up. I don't think there was anything upside down. Nothing. Jeez. So it's really, and same for the feminine actually right now. We haven't done the heart space yet, but everything. Oh, you know what? I missed what was in the back of our mind. Interesting timing. Because we were like, oh, everything's great. Now we have to have it in the back of our mind. But, well, the back of our mind is good. The back of our mind is the Eight of Pentacles. This is, I built the web. They are going to come. I built the web and it's coming. There's nothing going to stop it. And I am believing that I'm supported. And all I have to do is wait to feel the vibration of it, and I can go exactly to where it is. I can feel my way to where it is. That's how the spider works. The food hits the web, sends a vibration to the spider. The spider knows where the food is. The spider goes and drains the food like a vampire, which is creepy. But hopefully that's not what Divine Feminine will be doing. But that its life comes from these gifts, basically, this chance encounter with exactly what lines up with the feminine's needs. And it's all done by the divine. And that's why she feels confident to emotionally detach right now from this story. It's not even from her person so much as it is from her story about the person. And her needing the story's ending to be a specific person. That's a big part of it. Thank you so much for all the likes, by the way. I know I've been really deep in this reading. I haven't been seeing these comments, but thank you so much for commenting and interacting and liking and sharing. Also, I didn't even say my goal today was 3 shares, and we hit 5 shares already, so I do appreciate that. I'm setting goals for myself each day. I used to be a manager, and I realized I have to kind of manage myself now. Be like, bitch, get motivated to do the shit you need to do. All right, so top of the deck, overall heart space for Divine Feminine. We have this card that will not quit. Damn. It's been coming out so much lately, but not in a shadowy way, actually. So we have the Divine Feminine cutting herself off. Look at. From looking at the past, there is this person looking at the past in this card while they are trying to charge forward on a horse and with passion. Where are you gonna go? You're not even gonna know what's coming. Like, what if there's some obstacle here? Like, your horse is gonna go around it maybe, but if it has a staff like this, they're gonna knock you right off your horse if you're not looking where you're going. Divine Feminine can't look at the past. She's got to just cut herself off, no matter how much passion she feels for that person, no matter how much she really wishes that that person would hurry up and catch up with her, because she is gone. She is leaving. She is going. She is going to go far, and it is going to be on her own if it has to be. And there is such a rushed feeling, because underlying her heart space here, the niggling feeling, is this Eight of Wands. She is hurtling forward. She is basically, this came up in her reading today about what she was sorry about, and it was, yeah, if I'm only going to be communicating with people who communicate with me, right? So that person who did ask me to communicate with them, I think I will. I think I will communicate with that person. That person asked me to, and I'm just going to go with that, because that's the person who talked to me, and so that's who gets my attention. And I could look back at the past if I wanted, but I'm not really going to let my head dwell on that past. Instead, I'm going to look to the future. I'm going full speed ahead, charging forward as fast as I can to get myself out of this past cycled behavior. Look out. 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups. 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups. And we already saw the 5 of Cups. It is what Divine Masculine, didn't we? Oh no, I think the 5 of Cups was in the TikTok reading today, because I remember that was it talking about being disappointed or causing disappointment to the feminine energy. So different, I mean, same energy, different reading. But if you didn't see the TikTok reading, it was in the masculine TikTok reading today. By the way, this is the Dreaming Way Tarot, if I didn't mention that already. So we have the 5 of Cups here. Here's a feminine holding 2 cups. And here's this other feminine who has all these other 3 cups. And the thoughts that feminine was having probably had to do with another party or the other parties or the partying that the masculine was doing. And just totally disregarding her. Cool, love that. Hoarding all of his feelings and emotions to himself and sharing his seed with other people. Cool beans. Felt really great. Didn't feel good. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good for some reason. And it's not just because of the ego taking it personally. It's because there is something about sexuality that is sacred. And it definitely doesn't feel quite good when it's not there. Like, there's just something intuitive about that. There's sexuality and there's sex. And, you know, both have pleasure involved, but one is definitely about the pleasure of knowing someone to their core, and the other is about the physical sensations you receive, and a sense of bonding that you receive from the chemical reaction, 11:33 on the clock. So, Divine Feminine, disappointed. Her fantasies and her realities, ooh, they're not lining up. And it's not even because of CERN, you know? The 7 of Swords. I like how major publications are having to write articles about how CERN didn't cause Mandela effect, because it is so believed. And in my opinion, I'm just like, but y'all look dumb, because nobody would admit that. Like, are they going to be like, it was from that. We did open another dimension. We've done it before. We're going to do it again. That was us. We did cause that. Sorry. No one's going to say that. So you can't dispel that controversy, because even if it is totally a bullshit, there's no way it would ever not look like you're just being like, yeah, no, it wasn't us. We didn't, no, it wasn't me. No. It happens all the time, just in lightning. There's lightning storms that are more powerful than the device we made that would cause a big bang. What the fuck are you talking about? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I love it. I mean, I don't even know for sure. I'm not, like, convinced either way. But I just think it's so funny that they're right. I'm like, if you have to put this in a major publication, then enough people believe and have experienced these effects to understand that it's not just a bunch of people having a misremembered moment in their lives. Oh, I misremembered my entire childhood. What the fuck is that? So that just proves then that so if they're saying that, then the Mandela effect proves that there is no past. You literally have just like a program code that's written, and it just was, and you just didn't see it the right way, right? No, there's a Matilda one. Oh my god, don't tell me. I fucking love Matilda. God, with this Mandela effect, I can't. All right, so this 7 of Swords, what is it being clarified by? Oh, you deceived yourself about the counterpart. This is the Emperor. This is you realizing that you concealed the truth from yourself about this person that you deemed a divine masculine. This was the whole 2 years you spent thinking that a human being was a divine being. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I did it too. We all did it. We were like, that's my divine masculine. And then the messages started to come through. and be like, no, 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 no. That is the person who acts as your mirror for the divine masculine, which is an energy that resides within you. And then you were like, oh, so that person that's kind of been being like a total goon to me is just a goon? And you were just like, yes, that's why you kept saying, can I have it? And I kept saying, no, you can't have a goon. You keep asking me for the divine masculine. It's not that guy. That guy's not the divine masculine. That guy's a guy. And he doesn't even have a good relationship with the divine masculine. They haven't been friends for a long time. So I can't give you that one, but you keep asking. I keep telling you no, and you keep asking me. You're like, I want it. And I'm like, no, you're allergic to it. You're going to get sick from it. And you're like, nope, it's good. It's all I want. I'm going to get a surgery so that I'm not allergic to it anymore. And you're like, there isn't one of those. You're like, there is. There's something I can do. There's got to be a way. Listen, I can get this square peg into this round hole. Do you have a nail file? I'll just file it off a little bit. I'll just change it so it isn't who I thought it should be. But you're like, shit. I was really hoping that I could get around this. It just seemed like if he just had like Wheaties for breakfast one day, he would like put on his big boy pants and give me a phone call. It just didn't happen. Why is that? And the universe is like, I've been telling you this whole time. Clarifying the Judgment card. We have the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is the divine masculine energy who is so great and wonderful and masterful of their emotions. And they're so masterful that they literally will not express them. They have to be in control of them or they will feel overwhelmed. And this is a card about emotional availability and emotional unavailability. And Divine Feminine's revelation has been about why she attracts people like this. She attracts really good people. She's starting to think about the things she says about herself. Like, I'm a really good person. I care for other people. I'm compassionate. I'm loving. I'm kind. Like, I'm beautiful. Like, why can't I find a partner if I'm this, if I'm all this, if I'm this whole package? Like, what is the reason? But then she's still, while she's saying this, fully aware that she thinks constantly about this person who is exactly that. So wonderful and all these things, but then just has this thing that they're not coming to her. And then there's this realization that how can anyone come through when you're controlling your feelings by focusing in them on someone who does nothing but control their feelings? I thought that somebody was putting, oh, hi, Michelle, I'm seeing you here. I thought that somebody was putting a happy face and a crying face, and I was going to be like, that is my life in general. But, like, it's like, like, that's how this reading feels. It's like, it's so good, but it's not, it's me. Oh, God, me. But I'm okay, but it's really a lot. Ace of Cups is being clarified by the Ace of Wands, and of course there's 44 people in the room right now. Bam. The Ace and the Ace. This is really desiring love. Oh, so much. It's the first desire. It's the original desire. Love me so that I survive. If my parental figure doesn't have love for me, I won't survive. In fact, unconditional love would be ideal. Could we have unconditional love? Because that means that I will never feel insecure, no matter what I do or who. Like my guardian will always love me, no matter what. Can I have that, please? That would be perfect. Then I will be able to survive anything. And in truth, the big people that surrounded you when you were a child, they didn't actually have that knowledge of unconditional love. Some of them might have done it naturally, and there might be people in the world who just, it's not their journey to learn about it. They just get to kind of experience it when they come into the world, and I like to think that that's what will happen for me when I reincarnate if I choose to. that this was the life where I needed to learn this, and then in the next life I will just be born into that. And I think that that's even a goal you can have for yourself, that when you wake up one morning, your awareness of self is going to be so secure. That's almost like the heaven feeling of being like, oh, I created a heavenly experience for myself, and I get to experience it here on the earth. And I understand that. I feel this love come from the divine. And so, oh, that's what this is all about. And I've learned this, and I can pass this on now to my child. So the child that passes through my child will have this knowledge. My son learns this lesson. He's my son. I don't just do these messages and then, go back to my family life and completely disregard everything I learn. I try to embody these messages as much as I can. So this is a lesson that my son will learn. And if he chooses to pass that on to another generation, that child will be a version of me that has that capability. So that's a beautiful thing to have learned. Oh my God. This reading is crazy. I'm not even worried that it's already been an hour. Speaking of which, if you hopped in the middle and you're like, oh man, I wish I could have seen the Divine Masculine side in the beginning and stuff, it's available on YouTube. So I'm I'm recording a video that I will upload to YouTube so that you'll be able to see the whole entire replay. So just go to Tuned In Tarot YouTube and please subscribe and like and share and comment. I'm really trying to grow that account. I would love to hit, let's see, I want to hit 1,000 followers in like the next week. Like, I think I can do that. I get 1,000 TikTok followers, so y'all can help me go reach that goal. Share it with people that you think will like it, and not just anybody, because to really make shares valuable, you want to share them with somebody that you know is going to really resonate with my content. So if everybody was mindful and thought like, ooh, this person I know is going to fuck hard with this, then I would get such a solid organic growth from that. And the people that do that already, I appreciate it so much. So thank you for that. All right. So in this present energy, this headspace, this true love, this innocence, this naivete, this emotional underdevelopment, well, that is being clarified by the Knight of Cups, which is learning. It's going from being just heart-centered and innocent and moving to a place where you can actually be open to give and receive. The shadowy energy of being wishy-washy is not embodied in the energy of this card today. Normally, I would feel that if it were an issue, but I don't. It feels like it's in its upright position completely. It feels like a progression. We saw the 4 to the 5, and we're seeing the Page to the Knight, and it is clarifying this Emperor energy too. And if the Divine Feminine is feeling worthy of receiving love, then the people that are in her world are in the state of worthiness of receiving love. She's not afraid. She's not afraid of judgment. She's forgiven herself for emotional unavailability. She's learning emotional mastery. And there's the Judgment card again. So that's Judgment clarified by this, and Judgment clarifying it. So she has the feeling of this in her head and her heart space. There is forgiveness, and she's moving on. Wow. The 6 of Swords. She forgives herself. She forgives her person. And she's moving on to a brighter shore where you don't hold resentment, anger, or the old thoughts that kept you stuck in place. In fact, in this case, the masculine is coming with her. So it's not just something she's doing on her own. It's time, as we saw on the masculine side, for him to face the heartbreak and do the same. Move on, move forward, and come towards his divine counterpart. Now, I didn't even point this out, but I really should have, because we had in the masculine side the Empress and the feminine side the Emperor. So we have the counterparts appearing in this reading, which is very significant. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, now we're going to start the oracles. This is the part of the reading that I always say now, A lot of people are most interested in the beginning because all they think they want to know is what their person is thinking and feeling, even though I've told them a million times it's them. But still, I understand we're humans. So they're like, yes, now I know what my person is thinking. The next part of the reading is the most important part, because that's where you can lock in what you're doing well and flip or turn around anything that is cumbersome or not working for you. And it's all of the guardians and the support that are going to help you do that this week. And it gives you a boost of confidence. It gives you some ideas about your affirmations. And for me, it's the most powerful part of the reading. It's the part that I often start to tune out because it's been a long time. And if I watch, because I watch my own messages because I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm a Leo too, so I'll watch myself and be like, oh, that was so funny. And then be like, it wasn't me. But like, oh my God, I'm so funny. Not me though. It's like the messages. But, so that part of the reading, my mind will start to wander, or I'll have started to finish my whole entire drawing. And then be like, oh shit, I have no idea, like the last part of that reading. And I noticed that when I go back and I am mindful really about the oracles and do what it suggests, write down the affirmations, it really does make a difference for my whole week. So this is another reason a lot of readers will only give a partial reading online, and then they will push people to go to an extended reading, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I didn't want to say like push people like that was a bad thing, but they will encourage people, I guess, to go to the extended reading so that they can increase their the support they have to be able to give free content. And I do a similar thing, but I try to give the whole reading so that you have the opportunity to see the entire thing, because for me, to help the collective, it's this part of the reading that's important. But the first part of the reading is the juicy part that people usually want to hear. So rather than try to push people to a different platform for this reading this week, that's why I do it this way and leave a full replay. And I do try to offer the replays for Thursday and Friday as my extended content, so that I do have some way to grow my support network as well. But this part is important. I just want you to know that. It's very important. And let's do it! And if you're exhausted and you need to go back to the replay later, I will not be offended. But I'm ready for it. Bring it on. Let's get into it. We got 2 archetypes popped out today for the masculine. I allowed it. Sometimes I'm like, no, just get one. Today I was like, fine. You need extra help. It's fine. The first archetype I love to see is something the masculine is already embodying. King. King energy. It says enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge, which means the masculine has released excessive feelings of entitlement and rulership without restraint. So any issue that the divine masculine was holding onto in regards to entitlement or over being overly controlling, he has released those attributes. And it is this king energy that he is able to embody this week. He is receiving support in that energy. He is having to release this messiah complex. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Who? Me? I don't have a messiah complex. I'm not a Leo sun and Leo moon. And a Pisces rising. I'm literally a Pisces rising. Definitely have a messiah complex. Serving humanity with humility. Humility. I have to constantly, in my affirmations, I have like, I am increasing in the growth of my, I don't remember the exact thing, but I'm basically saying like I'm getting more followers, growing my notoriety, but I'm doing that while being able to maintain my privacy and my humility. I literally do repeat this to myself because I am not an overly humble person for the most part. I have always felt like I worked hard and was good at things and deserved recognition for them. And that is sometimes good and sometimes not good. It's a shadowy trait that I have to balance. And so that's what the masculine energy is dealing with right now. It's like, you're not the only means through which a cause can succeed. Calm down. Just calm down. Get it together. That's making you feel an overly responsible and a whole lot of pressure, and it's kind of unnecessary. So just take it down a notch, okay? Your guardian angel is here to support you with your blessings of abundance, because you're being graced with all of these blessings right now. It's almost like you're not even sure what to do with them, you know, like they're coming and you're like, they're here. And you're like, wow, they're here. They're really here now. It's all of the things I was asking for. It's a lot of things. I don't know. I think I'm going to need a bigger car. I know I'm going to need a bigger car. I wasn't expecting this many things. And the fear of receiving so much is what usually makes you start to be like, I didn't realize, I thought my worthiness was here. I think it turns out I was just practicing being worthy. But I don't know if I'm actually though. So if you give me that and I fuck it up, I'm going to feel like such a dick for that. So like, I don't know, right? There's definitely been that energy for the masculine. And right now the guardian angel that supports the masculine is like, all right, this guy is really getting under my nerves. Let me just take care of it. I can't with this anymore. Can we just receive the abundance? Receive the abundance. Can you receive it? Can you please have it? Will you please have it? Please, can you take it? It's yours. Can you have it? Please take it. So that's what's happening for the masculine energy this week. So if you feel this nudging energy of your guardian angel being like, please, can you please take this? Did somebody just offer this to you? Will you take the $500 donation without being like, oh, I'm not worthy? You just... Clearly you're worthy. Just take it. You're worthy of more. There's 5,000. Please, just accept this. God, why do I always get this job? Like, can't I do the fun one? Like, why am I... It's this... I'm always the, like, can you do this? I can't with this. I want a new job. I'm going on, like, angelindeed.com to figure out if I can get a new position, because this one is so annoying. Because I need my person to believe this about themselves, and they don't yet, and they need to. So this has got to be in your affirmations this week, and you have to believe happiness, not misery, not drudgery, not mediocrity, not like general anxiety, but happiness is my birthright. My birthright, no matter who I am, no matter where I'm from, it doesn't matter who my parents were. It doesn't matter where I come from. Happiness and the pursuit of it is my birthright. Why is this not something we insist upon more in our patriotic country? We're all like, oh, we're patriotic. But the part about happiness, the pursuit of happiness being really important, we're like, only some people deserve to pursue happiness. There's certain people. They have to work hard. Well, I mean, they don't if their parents already have money. But it doesn't matter because they deserved it because they're a certain type of person, obviously. And this isn't just in our country. This is all over the place. But every single, even Ted Bundy deserved happiness. The way he chose to get happiness, that is something that we just cannot sort of tolerate, because that definitely denies other people the pursuit of their happiness. So there's certain happinesses that you maybe have a distorted mindset about. And it's your ego that is like, this makes me happy. But it rarely does. And the proof is in the pudding. We shall know them by their fruits. You go first. The universe is going to catch you. You're very lucky. The universe is not so annoyed with you at this point that they're not going to catch you. They're like, no, you can trust fall. It's fine. I told you. I'm not going to drop you. I know humans do that all the time, dude. Humans are fucked up. I'm not fucked up like that. So go ahead. Take the leap. Life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know what you're being called to leap toward or away from, but are scared to make the move. Or maybe perhaps you are waiting for a big fat sign or instruction manual or permission to do so first. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. It's scary to let go of all that we know and hope for something new. And it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising. And right now, this is how you are being called to live. Nature is constantly showing us how to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the trees to loosen their grip, to allow what once was so full of life to fall away leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. The branches are left bare without the comfort of what once was. But in the morn of spring, new shoots begin to appear, and something new is born that is even more glorious than before. So your work your light action this week is you go first, take a good run up and leap. So if any of you are still in the mindset that you're listening to messages that apply to your person and you're like, yeah, that person needs to take the leap. That person needs to know happiness is their birthright, and that person absolutely needs to be like definitely able to receive blessings of abundance and stuff. Just turn that around and be like, I need to take the leap towards something that I'm avoiding taking the leap towards. And no, it is not your person for the most part. Most of the time, it's not your person. Sometimes it is. But most of the time, it's not. Most of the time, you're needing to take the leap towards something that you're very passionate about. Because you're the person waiting for your person to take the leap toward you. If you are waiting for somebody to take the leap toward you, and the ball is in their court, then this is likely not about you going to leap toward them. It's about you going to leap toward the feminine, emotional side, your creative side of self, creating something. Your Aries moon, I'll go first. My son has an Aries moon, and so does my sister. My sister is an Aries sun, and an Aries moon, and a Capricorn rising. Oh my God, that's a lot of energy, right? All right, the spirit animal message for the divine masculine is dream the world into being, lizard spirit, and it is the protection message. Let us dig into it. This is the Colette Baron Reed Spirit Animal Oracle. It is one of the best oracles that I own. I've had it for years, and I still read it every single time I do it. Not because I don't know the meanings of the cards, because I totally do, but because she writes it in such a beautiful way, and it usually confirms a lot of what I've said in the reading, and I didn't even know that it was going to come up until I flip it over. Have you been allowing your imagination to run amok and dream up a nightmare that seems to have come true? That's literally what he did. He was like this. This is what the divine masculine was like. His limiting belief was, it's never going to happen. And because it's going to take too long, divine feminine is going to leave me. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. And guess what happened? It's exactly what you thought. And it was your fault, dude. And it's okay, because we were all thinking the same thing. So, it's all our faults. And now we're here together on this beautiful Monday morning, almost noon now, because I've been taking so long to do this really cool reading that I'm doing. And we're realizing that it was true. And so we're all on the same page. And we're like, hey, we're not going to do that anymore. Fear not. For whatever dreaming you did in the past can change today as you dream anew. Wake up from the perception that everything is wrong. Lizard Spirit asks you to open your eyes and consciously dream a better dream. What would it look like to already have what you desire and be the one you wish to be? How might it feel to work toward co-creating this new dream as a reality in the world of the senses, drawing it out of the world of dreams and building it in the world of form? Trust in your ability to dream anew. Honor it today. We love this message. We're here for it. And the final message for the divine masculine side of self is the Six of Cups. Can you just please reunite with this long lost part of yourself that was your happy place, that was your blissful connection? Remember when you were a little kid and there was something you did that you loved to do and you just would do it for hours and you would forget it was lunchtime and your mom would be like, come on, you need to eat lunch. We have places to go and people to see. And you're like, but I want to play with these little figurines for another like 2.5 hours until I don't even know what time it is again, because it's so intoxicating and it's so much fun. And I love playing, and that was what I was designed to do, and I'm supposed to do it for the rest of my life, but you keep telling me that I shouldn't. And that's like because, well, you need to feed your vessel, and you have to put it to bed, and you can't just, it's a thing that wears out and gets tired and gets sick and gets cold and has limitations. Don't you know? Aren't you experiencing the limitations? And you're a child, and you're like, no. I don't know anything that you're saying. If I'm hungry, I'm just like, man, I'm hungry and I need to eat right now. And if I'm tired, I literally just fall asleep or whatever I'm doing, I sleep. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, good, I'm ready to play again. And, you know, like if I feel bad or sad, I just cry. And if I feel angry, I just fucking punch shit and throw a fit. And if I feel happy, then I get excited and do freaking somersaults because I'm a kid. I don't have limits. I can fly, I can levitate, I can float down the stairs, I can double backflip, I can do whatever the fuck I want to. I'm literally a child. I'm able to enter into the kingdom of heaven right now because I'm present in the current moment and there's no limiting beliefs. So you need to reunite with that part of yourself. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever you want to dream big about, if you're having trouble doing it, it's because there's an adult hovering over you that's going, I'm sorry, you can't do that. You have to feed yourself. You need to make sure you have this in order. You can't, what are you going to do? You're going to buy that? Then what are you going to do? That's what's happening. You've got this, and it's not even true or real. It's an illusion. It was something that kept happening in the past, and it's still happening now, and you don't know why, and it's because you just keep thinking the same things that people said to you when you were young. And you have to go back and either say it to yourself in a new way. My Meryl Streep mom comes, and she's like, oh, you have all the time in the world to develop this. You don't have to get this right now. Listen, you're going to practice this for 15 minutes. We'll stop. You can have a Fig Newton. Go outside. We'll hang out together outside. It's going to be so fun. Maybe we can go swimming. We can swing on the swings. What do you want to do? Let's do that. We'll come back, play for 15 more minutes. It's fine. Then you'll have done your 30 minutes today. And tomorrow when you sit down, you're going to be able to play this piece better. Trust me. I do this all the time. That's what my Meryl Streep mom says. And then instead of me being like, I'll never get it right, I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. Can I have 2 Fig Newtons? And my Meryl Streep mom is like, well, how about we start with 1? And then if you still want 1 when we go outside, you can have 1 when you come back inside. It's totally up to you, but like give yourself some time to enjoy the first one. I was like, okay. Oh my God, I'm like an amazing human being with like the ability to make choices for myself. And like, so you just had to go back and give yourself that permission to be a child and to enjoy and to be, innocent but also have this like gentle guidance that allows you to acknowledge your bodily needs. And you don't have to be hovering over yourself, but you want to just be checking in. Like, hey, are you having fun? Everything going okay? You feel okay? Everything good? Do you need it? You want to chat? Anything, That's the kind of parenting energy you want. You don't want the judgmental, hovering, controlling energy. You want something that's just going to feel supportive, like you're being held, but you could get up when you want to. All right, let's go over to the feminine side of self now. What are you doing right, Divine Feminine? You're doing this right. Slave energy. Ugh. Am I? Well, you're no longer giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices, so that's cool, especially right now for a lot of us that have been having this experience in a very direct and painful way. But yeah, you're not going to do that. You're not like, oh, guess what? You can make this choice for me. Nope, it's not happening. I'm not going to let somebody who's controlling over their emotions be controlling over me. Not happening. Like, you're emotional about it? Well, that's your problem that you need to deal with. It's not determining what my life is like or what's good for me or how I should. No, that's up to me. I have autonomy. I have freedom to make choices. And this says, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Not only do I have the freedom to make my own choices, but I have the freedom to surrender that choice to my intuition, which means you absolutely don't get to tell me what to do. I get to feel what is best for me. And that is how I will make the choice. So if that doesn't compute with you, there's the door. And you can bet your ass I will be sending you in that direction. Move along, even if I have to have a fucking pitchfork and a Molotov cocktail. Move along, get the fuck away, right? You're not going to be making decisions for me because I have my own power within that cannot be denied. And if you do try to deny it, I pity the fool because we will revolt. That's just the way it is. Nobody likes that. But my guardian angel is here to support me in making those movements and taking that action. This is the move card. This might be for those of you that are actually relocating in the Six of Swords energy and being like, bye, keeping it pushing. I was staying in this place, hoping things would change, and they didn't. And so I'm going to go. And it's not a retaliatory move. It's literally that I want something for myself, and you're either coming with me or you're not. You're either on the boat or you're off the boat. You're on the boat or you're off the boat. There's really nothing, like there's no argument about that. Get on or get off. But you're not going to be sitting there with one fucking foot on the dock, one fucking foot in the boat, with your like man spreading across the goddamn ocean because you can't get in the goddamn boat. It's leaving. It's leaving. Get in or get out. That's the energy that you're going to be supported in. Nothing is going to hold you back from this movement. You think you're good at surrendering? You just got the card, I surrender to a power greater than me. Period. I surrender to a power greater than me. And that power exists within, and it is my higher self. And it is not you and your higher self. It is me and my higher self. And my higher power is determined by my communication with that higher power. And you don't know what that communication is. So it is my choice how I feel, hear, perceive, and react to my higher power. But 100% I surrender to it. And there is no one else that will receive a surrender like that. Only my higher power will receive that. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It is happening. Some of you may resonate with Lemurian starseed type stuff. I always get Pleiadian stuff for myself too. I'm sure we're probably descended from all of them at this point. 114 is the number of this page. Okay. Lemuria, or Mu, is one of the Earth's lost lands where heaven really was a place on earth. Oh my God, I've been thinking heaven is a place on earth for 2 days. A time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. In Lemuria, life worked in harmony. All beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply reverent to Mother Earth. We knew that a mosquito was no worse than us, and the sun no better. Perhaps you too believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. Perhaps you are part of the transition team who at soul level are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet now. Thank you for wanting to do this work. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the state of affairs on the planet right now, but you are being encouraged to keep holding the clear vision of the future. It is closer than you think. You may be guided to hold the frequency of Lemuria in your own community, family, workplace, or within yourself. Know that it is possible, and while at times it may feel like you are alone, you truly are not. There are hundreds of thousands who hold the codes of this ancient lost land, and even Lemuria crystals that hold the codes of remembering that are beginning to rise all over the planet. Keep doing what you are doing, and remember, the only way to heal the world around us is to first heal ourselves. So, if you want to say this, if you want to repeat after me, the Work Your Light transmission is, I hold the codes of Lemuria and believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. That is Divine Feminine's Work Your Light message. And her spirit animal oracle, you've got to be kidding me. The universe is so on my side right now. Holy moly, has my back. So this Beaver Spirit card, I want to contextualize this. The other night in a live TikTok, the night before I actually made the decision to shut down my Instagram so that I will stop perpetuating this old concept of self. We, as a collective in that reading, in that chat, we got a message that the specific person that we were focused on was not who we were meant to be focused on at this time. And we kept asking, we were asking the tarot to clarify, and it was not clarifying very well. It was like, it was giving us more information, but it wasn't just giving us the response. And so finally I got to the Animal Spirit Oracles and I was like, give it to me. I want to know, is this person who I'm supposed to focus on? Is this person? And we got this card, Beaver Spirit, in this position, in the protection position. I'm going to read it to you so you'll understand its significance even more. But it says, lay a solid foundation. And then it came out with Dog Spirit, which is about being loyal to what you love and understanding who you are, and that when you are unconditional in that love, that is what you attract. So both of the messages together really did indicate that somebody that really matched you was going to step forward. Like you had been deceived, you had been building your dreams on a faulty foundation, Oh, thank you for saying you love my nails, by the way. I just got them done. It was a early birthday present from Lady Luna, who is the crafty country witch here. She told me to get my nails done as a birthday present because they needed it last week, and I was like, thank you so much. I'm excited. My birthday is coming up on Sunday, and my friend Ash is coming into town, and I've never met her in person. We've known each other for 2.5 years, working Tuned In Tarot together, so I'm very excited that she's going to be coming here, and I can't find what I'm looking for. It is the number 6 card. Okay. So, the protection message for this. Oh, I know what I was going to say. That's right. 12:11 on the clock, of course, when I say this. So, last night, as I was getting into bed, I had already made the announcement yesterday on Instagram that I'm going to delete my app just so I could make sure that if there's anybody that didn't have my information, they would have it. And also so that my person knows, like, this isn't going to be a place where I'm watching you anymore, so you don't have to bother doing that. Like, you can just, post for yourself and others. That's what you were doing anyway, but I won't be seeing it, and I won't be posting. And so I did that, and I had done that earlier that day, and I was getting into bed, and I was like, well, this is the last night. You can look at your person's bullshit, and I did look at his bullshit, and it was a bunch of bullshit. It's like, cool, you're following some more women. I love that for you. Enjoy. And just like reiterating that old concept. And I'm like, I definitely don't want to do this anymore. It doesn't feel good. So I'm glad that I made this decision. And I told everybody during that reading that there would be, like, there was a reading that I did about moving on. And there was this part about, doubting or wanting to return to your person just in case to make sure they know you love them or whatever. And I was just having that flicker of like, oh, I hope that they know that I love them or whatever. And it's not about that. It's just like, it's about, I love me too. And I can't be treated in such a way anymore. It's just not okay. And as soon as I thought that, I was watching Peaky Blinders, and the Sam Neill's character is like, I was watching the first episode, because I watched it a long time ago, but I want to watch the whole season, all of the seasons. So somebody said, oh, I like your coat. And he said, it's beaver. And I was like, what the actual, like, what the hell? It immediately brought this card to my mind. And so I just found it so profound. And to see it again is just reiterating for me that the decision I made was the right decision. Beaver's spirit has come to warn you to check for rotten wood in the foundations of your dreams. Perhaps you built your hopes on faulty promises or wishful thinking that something would work out just because you wanted it to. Maybe you made choices from a place of unworthiness, hoping that once you got what you desired, it would somehow change you and make everything better. And you had to face the truth that it didn't. Or Beaver Spirit may be telling you it is time to accept things as they are and perhaps consider abandoning the project, relationship, or situation so you can make room for something better. Perhaps you need to go back and rebuild a solid foundation because what you desire may not be in alignment with what your soul intends. Beaver Spirit says you can always get busy and build something fresh and new if the desire is true. All manner of miracles can spring up from a new strong foundation when you remember your partnership with Spirit. Be clear about what you're building and why, choosing from a place of worthiness, well-being, and wholeness. Self-understanding and acceptance will provide you with a solid blueprint to begin again. Get busy now. Beaver Spirit says this is not a time to procrastinate, but a time to start building again, always mindful of the foundation you are laying, trusting that Spirit is co-creating with you. Wow. And your final message is, this is your theme for this week, feminine energy, the magus, the magician. You have the power, and you are always manifesting whatever you're thinking about and focusing on and feeling. If you worries, when you're worrying about something and it slips into anxiety where you're actually feeling afraid, that's when you're feeding a lot of energy into your fears. When you are thinking about something that makes you really happy and you feel like excited, then you are putting a lot of energy into what you desire. And that's really all it takes. It really just takes being clear about what you desire, getting excited, thinking about the potential possibility and an expectation of that outcome, where your expectations of the outcome are open to being unexpected, but you expect the best for you. You expect to receive what you need, what is really good for you, what will help you really achieve the true essence of what you desire. Okay, this is the final part of the reading. This is the part where I make any announcements about this week. It is Monday. Hello, Monday. If you have only seen the end of this reading and you're here with me on TikTok right now and you're like, oh man, I wish I saw the beginning, it is available for replay on YouTube. Simply click the link in my profile that has like the little Instagram picture and you will see my YouTube page. Go there. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will see all of the readings I've done for the past almost 3 years now. So go in and enjoy yourself. If you would like to book a private reading, and I saw a payment come through, so I think somebody actually did book a private reading while we were chatting here. The link is in my profile for private readings. If you are interested in seeing the replays of my Thursday and Friday spreads that I do live on TikTok, the Tell Me Everything full length, which is kind of like this reading, except it's the same format as the readings I do every day on TikTok, the Tell Me Everything. So I speak to you instead of just sort of talking about the cards. I actually have the energy of self speak for itself, or for themselves rather. So you can hear that on Thursdays live, or you can get a replay if you become a member on my site for only $3.33 a month. If you book a private reading on the site or you book a membership package, please pay through PayPal right now. There is an option to pay through Wix or PayPal. Please choose PayPal at checkout. My Wix payments is wonky right now, and until I figure that out, I would really appreciate that. Let me think of anything else. Oh, my schedule for live events appears on my TikTok page. That is where I do most of my lives now. I've not been able to do YouTube live. It's not been functioning because my connection is poor. I'm going to try to change that in the future. So hopefully we will get that happening soon. But I will be back on Wednesday. Tomorrow is my day off, so I may not answer messages. If you book a reading and you don't hear from me, tomorrow you will hear from myself most likely on Wednesday morning first thing. So don't worry, I will get back to you. And that is all. Oh, tonight at 10 p.m. I will be reading with another reader, Lady Luna from the Crafty Country Witch. We will be reading together. So if you want to enjoy two readers for the price of one, come on down to my TikTok live stream that will be happening around 10 p.m. tonight. And I'm not sure exactly when Lady Luna is joining us. She may be joining at 11, but we haven't talked about it yet. But we will know all the details soon. So that is that. Let us continue. This is the final cards that apply to the masculine and feminine side of self. Both of you can benefit from this, or both sides of self benefit from this. And this is what you are both in union in regards to. You are in the shadow attributes of the teacher energy. Manipulating or abusing students or teaching negative traits and destructive skills. I'm not feeling that so much. I'm feeling more that you just really need to cultivate the light attributes, which is the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So either you are kind of teaching others negative traits. I see this a lot in the Twin Flame Collective. There's a lot of times when I see readers doing readings or posting personal content sometimes, and I'll be like, you are teaching negative traits. So I do this too. I'm not exempt from this. Our egos are, of course, always in, with us. So we carry some of those beliefs and we put them out there. I'm seeing some people say goodbye to me now, so I'm sure I will see you later today. Thank you so much for being here if you're needing to head out, and I know you'll catch the replay later. So you need to step into the light, which is to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. You need to put the two halves of the planet together instead of separating. And that's actually what I'm seeing, that you have maybe been focusing on separation, and that's what you're teaching people to focus on. and you need to teach them to focus on union or putting things back together. That really resonates with me, actually. You are receiving 2 guardians today, which is unusual, but I allowed it. The first guardian who's coming in with a lot of emphasis is Saint Dymphna. And she looks like the Hermit, and she was in reverse. And that's also coming with your guardian angel who is telling you that heaven is watching over you. And Saint Dymphna is supporting you with your emotions. So rather than go within and hide away, she's going to help you externalize these emotions, because you're going to feel safe that heaven is watching over you, that you are protected, that, like I was discussing, that maternal energy that I try to embody, which is you can just feel your feelings, you can have your temper tantrum, you can experience all the feelings, it is okay, you are safe with me. That's the environment that this maternal energy brings to you. So right now your guardian angels and the saints are sort of providing this security that you can just be who you are, feel how you feel, and it's okay. You're allowed to express it. The mindset that needs to be cultivated this week is the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Remember what we actually needed: to be curious, to be brave, to see new outcomes, new opportunities, to practice these new things. This is what we actually need. What you thought you needed: oh, I need my person to talk to me. I need to be in a relationship with my person. I need a lot of money. I need a new job. I need to move to a new place. You want to do those things, and those things are possible for you. But what you need to get the things that you want is to forget the thing that you are attached to, and do the thing that you get to hear anytime you come to my live readings, because I do this every time. When you come to a live reading and you're in the first 10 to 15 minutes of that reading, I do the thing where I have you think about what you need, and then I show you what you actually need. So you should be pulling a card for yourself, or writing in a journal, free writing, and letting what you actually need sort of come out. If you do this thing called morning pages, which is recommended by this book called The Artist's Way, it's this really powerful practice, because you're just supposed to wake up and dump out the things you're thinking. And then you can look through it and you can see if you're thinking a lot of crap, you can see what you need to help you overcome that. And if you're writing a lot of good things that you really want for yourself, you can probably see some of the things you would need to do to make it true for yourself. So start to hone in more on what you need, and forget about the thing that you think you need. Look at it and break it down more, or allow the universe to do that for you. You are not alone. You have the keepers of the earth here with you. Your ancient ancestors stand beside you. And it's interesting because I was just in the reservation that's nearby last night, and this face was appearing many times in different contexts. And so it is this reminder of the ancestors. Those that have been here are standing beside you. Let me give you this message from the Work Your Light Oracle. Keepers of the earth. Here we go, 100. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your own unique way. It is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you in your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. Remember that the masculine side of self needed his guardian angel support in receiving blessings of abundance. So, you deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon the keepers of the earth to help you and your mission. Open your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. So we're going to call this in right now. Repeat after me. I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. If you want to take a moment and think about any specific requests, go right ahead. And then repeat, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, that's a beautiful prayer. Okay, now we have Whale Spirit, trust the great mystery. It is the protection message, and it is number 65. It says, certainty is not offered to you right now. You are being asked to trust the process of co-creation. Whale Spirit reminds you that your primary reality is not that of the material world, but that of the realm of spirit, from which the essence of your dreams and desires takes shape before arriving as a specific form. You must trust absolutely that what will come will be for the highest good. Stay in your present moment awareness and allow the hidden realms to hold your intentions safely until it is time for them to manifest in the realm of form. Let go, for you will not be left behind. Some things take longer than others to arrive. Try to lean into that message. And finally, it has happened to me. Here's the Aeon. This is the Judgment card we saw 2 times today in the reading. It's coming out for a 3rd time. And it's coming out with this wild card that I have in the Thoth Tarot that for me always represents physical union after spiritual union. So I do believe that there is this very strong message of physical union for the collective. And I do think that if you've been withholding the experience of your partner from yourself by holding on, by being attached to old concepts, ideas, or cycles, the time for that has absolutely passed. So I'm going to be closing here my YouTube video, and then I'll be focusing over here on TikTok. But thank you so much for watching this replay. If you want to see me live again, the next live I will be doing will be Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9. Thursday, 12 to 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, 2 o'clock. And again, 7 to 9 p.m. And Friday, between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Saturday, 11 to 1 o'clock. Yep, and 7 to 9 p.m. And Sundays, I do 7 to 9 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m. That whole schedule should be posted on my TikTok page. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, and I will see you either, if you're a member, I will see you on Thursday, or next week if you are not. Have the best week and take care.